Hello, you're welcome to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how I cut and I sew this beautiful gown dress you are watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you in details of how I cut and sew it and how I make the pattern. This design you are watching, you are seeing on the dress. I'll be showing you how I make it. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, you are welcome. And if you are a return subscriber, you are welcome as well. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I posted a new tutorial. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that anytime I posted a new tutorial, they will notify you that Nifi Clothing has posted a new tutorial. So to make this beautiful dress, I'll be using this material and I'll be using this rope here. This rope, I bought the rope exactly as it is in the market. You can call it joggers rope, the tiny one. I think joggers rope has two type, the tiny one. So that is all we are using for this tutorial. Joggers rope, then the material, and I will need bias to turn the neckline because I'll be using bias to turn the neckline. So the length we are working with today is the length of 40. We are working with the length measurement of 40 inches or 39. Okay. So I'll be working with the length measurement of 39. Can you see? I just mark out 39. Then I will add 2 inches to the length measurement. This 2 inches is what I'll be folding at the down parts. So I'll be folding 1.5 at the down part. Then I'll be using the remaining ½ inches for the joining at the shoulder. Now, if you want to cut a gown dress like this, to bring out your fabric, all you need to do is to use your hip measurement plus 2 inches. So for the front body, I'll be using the hip measurement plus 2 inches to bring out the fabric. So that is what I measured just now. So this one that I just measured now is the front body. Then I'll be using the front body to cut out the back body. Now to cut the back body, you know, the front body we use hip measurement plus 2 inches on fold. Hip measurement plus 2 inches, that is what we cut out for the front body. Then we are going to use hip measurement plus 3 inches for the unfold for the back body because of the seam allowance. Do you get what I just explained there? You know, I just cut out one piece of the fabric right now. The one I cut out, let's say, is for the back body or the front body. What I did was just to add the sewing allowance to bring out the fabric so that I can place front and back together. So the one I cut earlier, I'm going to place it. I just feel like, let me explain this. So the first one I cut, the one I cut earlier, was the front body. How did I cut out how do I know how to cut the front body? I will unfold. I will just measure the hip measurements. You know, when we are dividing it by 4. So just your normal divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance for the front plus 3 inch sewing allowance for the back. That is how you are going to cut your fabric out. So this is it. So I'm going to cut it out now. I'll cut it out. Then I have the back and the front body right now. I have the back and the front body right now. So now I'm going to measure the zip allowance for you to see how much I added for the zip allowance. For the zip allowance, I mark out 1 inches for the zip allowance, 1 inches. So the next thing we are going to do now is to first measure out the person shoulder measurement. The person shoulder measurement is 14. 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. 7. Then plus ½ inch. That is what I just did. 14 divided by 2, that's 7 plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. So anything I use for the shoulder, that is what I always use for the armhole circumference. So that's what I just measure out now. 7.5 plus sewing allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect these lines together. After connecting it together like this, I'll go ahead and use my French curve to mark out my armhole. To mark out the armhole can you see the way I do it? Just follow this procedure. Just follow the way I'm doing it and you will definitely get it right. So now, this is the chest line. The person chest line, that is from the shoulder to the chest line, the top of the chest, 8. Then from there I measure half length. From her half length to her hip line is 7. From her half length to her hip line is 7. From her shoulder to her half length is 14.5. So I'm just ruling it out so that you'll be able to see it clearly. From her shoulder to her half length is 14.5. From her half length to her hip line is 7. Then I'll go ahead and mark her. What is her bust? Her bust is 35. So just mark out her bust measurement plus, I'll be using plus 1.5 inches as sewing allowance. Plus 1.5 inches as sewing allowance. Then I'll go ahead and mark our waist measurement of 28 plus 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. I will come to the hip measurements, hip line. I'll mark a hip measurement of 36 plus 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. Can you see that? So everything here now plus sewing allowance and everything, I have 10.5 here. 10.5. So I'll come to the down part. I will use 9.5 minus 1 inches is what I'm going to remove from the hip line. Minus 1 inches. So the shape is not shaping very well, so I just have to reshape it very well so that it will give me, the shape will be okay. So this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark out the shoulder measurement, the neck measurement. So I'll be using 3.5 by 1. So that is for the back measurement. Then I'll come to the shoulder slope. I will use 1/2 inch and 1/4 for the shoulder slope. And I'll use my ruler to connect it together. Can you see? So this is what I have. So after doing it like this, I'm going to cut it out. I won't cut the front neckline yet. I'll first remove the, let me first cut this together. So I'm cutting the back and the front together. Can you see? Then I'll cut the shoulder and every other thing. Then I'll come back to the front neckline. So I'm going to remove the back piece. Then I'll now cut the front neckline. So the neckline I'll be using today, the neckline I want for the front is, what is this neckline? Queen honey neckline. I'll be cutting queen Anne neckline. So if you have difficulty in cutting that, just watch this tutorial carefully. So first thing I did was to come down with 7 inches. So I come down with 7 inches, then I mark out the same width of the neckline I use for the back, which is 3. I mark it out, then I'm going to rule it out as well. So I'll just rule it out, just rule it to the, then after doing it like that, after you are done doing it like this is 7 inches, right? Then I'll come in with half of this. So I'll just come in with half. I'll mark the half of the 7, then I'll go out by half of an inch or 1 inches, depending on your choice, depending on how you want it to be. So I just go out with half inch and quarter, I think. Then I'll connect that to this. So I just connect that to the neckline. Just watch how I'm going to do that. And I'll just go, can you see? Just connect from that point. So I'll just connect from that point. Just connect to this. So this is what I want. This is the neckline that I want. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead. But before that, I'll measure it for you. You can decide to make it come down a little bit. You can decide to come down a little bit, and you can decide to use the same thing depending on your choice, depending on how you want it to look like. So after chalking it, I decide to come down with half inch and quarter again. Then I'm going to cut it out. Just watch how it's going to look like after I finally cut it out. So this is it. This is it. After that place is not, so I want to trim off. Yes, I want to trim off that side. So this is how it looks like after I cut it. I'm going to open it for you to see how it is now. So this is it after cutting it. This is what I have. Can you see? This is a cut together. You cut it. It's not like I'm joining another piece to the fabric. No, I just cut this out. This is more or less like a sweetheart neck. This is more or less like a sweetheart neck. So we are done with the cutting of the body. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the sleeve. I'm cutting the sleeve now. So I'm just trying to fold the fabric for the sleeve. So here is it. So I just fold the fabric into. So this is what I have. I have 9 on fold. I have 9 on fold by 11. This is too much, so I'll be using 9 on fold by 7 plus the folding at the down parts. Then I added 4 inches. Let me explain the reason why I had 4 inches extra to the normal length, sleeve length measurements. Here is my sleeve length. Then I had 1 inches for sewing allowance. Then this 4 inches is going to be for the puffs, because I want the hand to have puffy at the point of the shoulder. I want it to have a puffy kind of. So here is our sleeve bend. So I'm just going to connect this just like your normal sleeve, this thing, just like you used to cut your normal sleeve circumference. So I'm just going to just watch how I'm going to do it. Just follow the tutorial carefully is self-explanatory. Only watching the video you will definitely get what I'm saying. Can you see? Then I connect from here just for the puff, because I want the sleeve to be puffy. So that's why I added that much to it. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. This is it. Trying to cut it out. So this is what I have. Normal. The circumference of the hand supposed to be 9.5. So I'm just going to check if it's going to be enough. It's not enough here, so I'm going to go a little bit in. I'll go ahead. So this is correct. Then I'll notch here. So the excess one is going to be where I'm going to be using for the puffy this thing. So that is that about the cutting. That about the cutting area. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to move ahead to sewing it. Initially, I want to cut facing the material I'll be using to turn the neckline, but the material is not enough. So I later decide to use bias to turn the neckline. And this is the joggers rope that we're going to be using to design the style we are making today. This is what I'll be using to design it. So this is the back body. Here is our back body. I already used bias to turn the neckline of the back piece. This is it. I already used bias to turn the back neckline. Then at this part I already used bias, and I did Emmy. I always do Emmy for I don't stitch down my bias. And this is the back piece for the zip. I already leave the zip allowance, and here is the slit at the back piece. I already fold it as well. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so I want to use pin to pin down the zip allowance so that I can place the front and the back piece together. Both together. So this is it. Here is so that is that about the back piece, and this is our front piece. I already mark out the design I'll be using. I would love for the front piece. So I'm going to be showing you how I draw all this. I'll show you how I draw it. Depending on your choice, you can decide to use the design, and you can decide to draw any design of your choice, So if today is the first time of watching my channel, you're welcome. If you're a return subscriber, thanks for joining this family once again. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section, and don't forget to like this tutorial so that YouTube will be able to show more people that will love this kind of tutorial. The beginner students that will like this. If you like it, YouTube will be able to show the tutorial to more people as possible. So this is just how I draw this design. This is how I draw it. Just trying to do something. I'm not that good at drawing, like sketching, draw something on fabric. I'm not that good. I'm just trying to I'm still learning anyway. I'm still learning, trying to do something good. So this is it. This is how I draw all this. This is how I sketch them on the fabric, one after the order. This is how I sketch them anyway. So after sketching it like this, I'm going to go ahead and start fixing this is the one I fixed. I'm going to show you how I fixed this, but here is the one I already fixed. These are the one I already fixed. So I'm going to show you guys how I fix all this. I'm going to be showing you how I fix all this. So all you need is your candle gun. You will need your I will advise you that if you have your B7000, I think that would do a very lovely justice to this design of a thing. This candle that I use, it's showing a little bit. It's not supposed to be showing, so I will advise that when you want to make your own, don't use candle gun, use B7000 or is it UHE or UHU or something like that. So I will advise you use that. So first thing I did on this was to use my lighter to do the edge. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, don't forget to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this just the way I'm doing it. So I'm going to go ahead. I later changed the design because if you look very well, you will see that I'm not following the initial this thing that is here. Yes, I later changed it when I was doing this because I feel like it's a little bit small for what I need. So this is how I'm doing it. So this is how you're going to do it one after the other. It's very, very simple. So I'm almost done with it. So that's how you're going to do it one after the other till you finish everything. Can you see? Then I use your lighter to do the finishing. So back to the back piece, So what I'm going to do right now is to place the front piece that we just did now. You're going to place it on the back piece because I already turned the neckline of the front piece as well. I already turn it. I'm just showing you how how it looks like before we start to stitch it one after the other. Can you see that? So we are going to place it on top of each other. This is it, and this is it here as well. So the good side facing each other. Then we are going to go ahead and join the shoulder of both. We're going to join the shoulder of the back piece and the front piece together. We're going to join the shoulder together. After joining the shoulder, the shoulder, we are going to go ahead and take our body measurements. Then the down part, depending on your choice, you can decide to fold the down part, and you can decide to use your hemi gum to do the finishing. And at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and fix the sleeve. After doing everything, this is what I got. Can you see that? It's very, very simple. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give this tutorial a thumbs up so that many people will be benefit of this tutorial. God bless you guys for watching. and see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.